is something very important. Dharma is a rule. Dharma is an essence. Dharma is something that is beyond us, that helps us, that supports us, and therefore we should also support Dharma. But what kind of Dharma? Because so many different duties are there in this lifetime. I don't know how you perceive, but life wants to engage us fully. And not satisfied with our body, wants to snatch our soul as well. So therefore, beyond and after all these different duties in life, we have to find the supreme duty, the super best dharma.
Looking very nice.
So beyond all different duties and dharmas and engagements, we should find the best one. Don't be satisfied with something secondary, don't be satisfied with a copy, search for the original. And the original, supermost dharma is connected to God. It's a divine service, it's a divine duty that we have to perform. This is the rule. This is the rule of human life, to be connected to the Supreme. Because actually our path is very simple. This process of bhakti is very simple. It's not easy, but it's simple. Complicated science, spiritual science, sometimes it's difficult to understand. Therefore we need to break it down to some very basic, easy to remember points. You agree? If something is too complicated, it's a mess. No, it's not a mess, but our understanding is a mess. It's very difficult to follow. But 3 points you will be able to remember? Only 3. It's not that much.
3.
All right, 3. The first is that I'm a soul. I'm a spirit soul. A little bit I am the body, as my identification is projected here also, and I feel the pain and I feel the happiness that is coming from this bodily contact. But more, I'm the soul. I'm not limited by my bodily existence. I am limited, but ultimately I'm not limited. Irrespective of all the limitations and all the troubles that are coming with a birth, taking birth in a human form, it's a good chance. Our body is like a vehicle to help to accomplish our journey. So this is the first, I'm a soul. It's not that difficult. You will remember. The second, I belong to God. Right? Maybe today it's a hope, but tomorrow this should be a reality for us. I belong to the Supreme. I belong to the Source. I'm not coming from nothing, from emptiness. I come from a place. I'm coming from a certain origin. I have a home, and I can return to my home. I belong to Him. I belong to them. This is the second. And the third one is there's a living and a loving connection between Him and me. Only these 3 things, if we understand, I'm a spirit soul, I belong to God, and there is a living and loving connection between us, that will help us. 1, 2, 3. It's not that difficult to remember, right? 1, 2, 3. Give me another sacred trinity in our tradition. Hari, Guru, and Vaishnava. Yeah, Hari, Guru, Vaishnava. Another 3. They're always together. As correct. Correct. Always, these 3 helpers are always there. As you were singing, in your heart, there are always the pure devotees. And the pure devotees, they always have you in their heart. So this is a heart-to-heart connection. That means a living and a loving connection with God. And another 3 sacred trinity is the Guru Shastra Sadhu, right? Another one. Here Shastra or the revealed scriptures are the center point. Guru serves that, and the Shastra enables the masters to follow and teach, help others. And the sadhu is a sadhu in the light of the Shastras. So here the center point is the Shastra, is the revelation. But all these holy trinities, they help us. They are for us. And therefore I say that we have a very special duty, we have a very special mission here in this planet Earth, in this human life, to bring this small little spark, ourselves, to the source. This is our dharma, and this dharma is connected to the Supreme. Therefore, this is a bhagavat.dharma. Bhagavat also means eternal. So it's not only a temporary engagement for the time being. No, it's got an eternal perspective. And this original home that we ultimately belong is way beyond our expectation. We humans, we have a wild fantasy, right? But the divine realm is far beyond our imagination, and therefore, if we take this chance for this dharma, Bhagavad Dharma, then we are very fortunate. And now, as we are in a very intimate circle, I'd like to quote a few verses for you, just to remember our, so to say, our Savior, the messenger, the avatar who came for us in this age. Our age is a dark age, and therefore to compensate this darkness, a very bright, a very illuminative avatar must come. Although Mahaprabhu came in a hidden form, is like a Gupta avatar, like a secret avatar, but he came in a golden form, just to illuminate with his golden reflection, just to illuminate this darkness of this Kali Yuga. And therefore, this Kali Yuga became very glorious at the same time. Although this is a difficult age, yet it is very glorious. So, Mahaprabhu, we all belong to him, right? Because without his appearance, hardly ever we could sit here today and hope and chant for our spiritual benefit. So definitely we are indebted for this lifetime and many more for this very graceful and very merciful avatar. How can we connect back to Mahaprabhu's time? It's only 500 years back. It's not too far. We can say quite recent. Yet to cover 500 years, it's difficult. But yet, by this living connection, by his devotees, and especially by Mahaprabhu's gift, the holy name, you can be connected. Because in the spiritual life, physical dimensions, they don't really bother us. Time, space, circumstances, they don't play too big role. They have their influence over us, no doubt, but by the spiritual practice you can overcome all these limitations. So the holy name can connect you immediately to Mahaprabhu's times, his presence. So therefore this Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
This mantra, it's an eternal link. So in good times and in bad times, difficult times, just shout it loud. Once in Vrindavan, we were with Gokeshava, a good old friend, and he invited me to a temple, to a Gurjamat temple, and there I had the opportunity to meet the Acharya, the local Acharya. So he was sitting in a chair. I went up to him, offered my respects, and asked for some guidance. So, Maharaji, can you give some little science, little knowledge, little advice for my practice? And I said, yes, I can give you. The holy name, chant the holy name, but loud! He said, loud! It was very sweet. And somehow on that visit, everything was telling and reminding us about the importance of the holy name. So through this, you can, whenever you are really there, you can be connected to Mahaprabhu and to his presence. But fortunately, there are some other ways to be connected to him. And one very favorite verse for me is coming from the personal diary of Mahaprabhu's secretary, Swarup Damodar Goswami. He enjoyed the personal presence of Mahaprabhu, and he made some notes. And this famous verse from his diary says, I worship Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is Krishna himself, enriched with the emotions and radiance of Srimati Radharani. As the predominating and predominated moieties, Radha and Krishna are eternally one with separate individual identities. Now they have again united as Sri Krishna Chaitanya. This inconceivable transformation of the Lord's internal pleasure-giving potency has arisen from the loving affairs of Radha and Krishna. It's complicated. It's not that simple as I mentioned at the beginning, 1, 2, 3, because there are so many aspects. So let's try to understand a little bit. I worship Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This we understand, right? Who is Krishna himself? Inside black, dark, outside golden. They say that when Krishna wanted to experience how is it to be a devotee, And he decided that he will come as a devotee for himself. This was one thing that he wanted to experience. How is it to be a devotee? And there were some other more things that he wanted to investigate a little bit. What kind of happiness is coming from me? They say that I'm too much charming, but what is that my devotees perceive? What is the feeling that they feel towards God Himself? And some others, but these are the most important things that he wanted to experience. God knows everything, right? We should accept this point. Still, he doesn't know what is the feeling of a Vaishnava, of a Bhakta. Therefore, he's ready to come as a Vaishnava. Then please, behave nicely. You're a Bhakta. You're doing what Krishna wanted to perceive, what he wanted to try for himself. Right? So this is a very glorious position to be a worshipper of the Supreme. It's very glorious. This position is charming even for him. He wanted to experience how is it to be a devotee. So it's a very, very high, prestigious position to act like a devotee. So when he decided, I will come and I will throw myself in the dust, in the food dust of the other Vaishnavas, and I will roll in ecstasy. This was his desire. Then Srimati Radharani said, no, it's impossible. No, you cannot do this. You can do almost everything, but this one you cannot do. I cannot tolerate that your body will touch the ground. No, it's too painful. But with this Krishna, it's a little difficult. If he wants to do something, he will push. He will achieve always. He will achieve his goals. So he was very determined. But Radhika is also very determined. And finally, as a conclusion, she said, all right, you cannot go alone. I will be there. I will cover you. I will wrap you up. And therefore, when the dark complexion of Krishna and the bright complexion of Radhika meet and merge, they become this golden form. Not white, not black, but golden. So this is like a very, very unique combination and cover of the original form, and therefore we can say that Mahaprabhu is really a hidden avatar. So it's not obviously Krishna and not simply Krishna, but it's this united form. And therefore we worship him. I worship Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is Krishna himself, enriched with the emotions and radiance of Srimati Radharani. To enrich God? Impossible, right? Because everything serves his purpose. Everything belongs to him. Everything is him, right? And how can you enrich him? There's a very beautiful thing. You know how they worship Mother Ganga, right? You take a little water from Mother Ganga and you offer it back. So they say, if you take the water of Mother Ganga, it diminishes Mother Ganga? No. If you offer it back, pour it back to the river, will it enlarge? No. Then what happened? Mother Ganga didn't change. Then what happened? You changed. You changed. Because you took for worship, you offered it, you changed. So in the same way, can we enrich God? For us it's impossible. Because we belong to him. But by giving ourselves, yes, you can make him feel more complete in his he likes his devotees. So if you don't reserve yourself for yourself, but you are ready to give yourself, which is the greatest gift that you can give, then he's more happy, right? Anyway, we belong to him, so why should we not act legally? So, enriched with the beauty and the emotions of Srimati Radharani. Her ultimate mood is possessive love and Mahabhav, the highest type of emotions. And there is only one partner for this Mahabhav, for that intensity. And there is only Rasaraj is the partner. Rasaraj, Mahabhav, they always go together. So Krishna is Rasaraj, or the king of all the feelings and emotions, and Srimati Radharani is his partner in that respect. So therefore, if she gives herself completely to Krishna, then he is enriched with all these emotions, with all these radiance, as the text says. Right? So the complete becomes more full. It's a very beautiful concept, right? That even better, even more beautiful. The topmost beauty becomes even more beautiful if it is decorated by Srimati Radharani's presence. As the predominated and predominating aspects of the Supreme, they are eternally together. So Krishna is a dominant figure and Srimati Radharani is a dominated figure, like a partner, to understand it properly. But actually she is more powerful, so she is more dominant. And this Krishna is subordinate. Maybe he doesn't realize all the time, but actually this is the truth. But anyway, they belong together, right? Therefore, usually we always worship them or mention them together. Sri Krishna, for example, you say Sri Krishna. You think that you mention only Krishna Nam, but no, Sri is Srimati Radharani. So the beauty with him, love with him, or Radha Govinda, we say. It's always together, one and the other. In this way, their unity is more complete, more perfect. And Radha and Krishna are eternally one, with separate individual identities. Therefore it is said that Radha and Govinda, they are two bodies, but united in the soul. That is, Ek Pran, united in the existence, but Dode. They have two bodies, but united in affectionate connection. Ek Pran, Dode. Right? And then what about Mahaprabhu? Ek De, Do Pran. Right? One body, but the two identities merged there. Ek Pran, Dode, Ek De, Do Pran. Very beautiful. Very beautiful. When the beauty, Krishna is the ultimate beauty, and Radha is the ultimate love, and they meet, right? This is the topmost spiritual explosion that we can imagine. So that is Mahaprabhu. The separate identities meet in one person. Very, very high concept, very beautiful. Ek Pran Do De, Ek De Do Pran. Very beautiful. So now they have again united as Sri Krishna Chaitanya. You see, this is the one body. The two identities are represented in one body, manifested in one body. And this inconceivable transformation of the Lord's internal pleasure-giving potency has arisen from the loving affairs of Radha and Krishna. It sounds very, very high and very theological, but what does it mean ultimately? That divine love is ready to come to help you, human beings. This is the meaning. Because Radha Govinda are ready to unite and to appear as Mahaprabhu. And what is the purpose of Mahaprabhu's coming? To save you, to save us, right? To bring the Dharma, the Bhagavad-Dharma again. Come. Return to your original home. Right? So this divine love is ready to extend this mercy to the world, to save us, human beings. And I think this is a very nice way to connect back to Mahaprabhu's times. Right? If you remember that Ek De Do Pram, this you will remember, right? Ek De Do Pram, one body, two identities. This is some very condensed focus point of divine truths. And if Krishna, Radhika, Mahaprabhu are ready to come to serve as devotees and to help humanity, then again this is our dharma as well. This is our very special duty, not only to help ourselves, but help others, serve others, because this is the divine program. So in this way we can serve the soul of our fellow human beings, not only the body. Of course, if somebody is suffering, give a helping hand, all right, but save the soul also, not only to eliminate the material or bodily suffering, try to save the soul. This is the very refined and very high mission of life. So Dharma, as we started, is for us. Dharma is for us, and we are for Dharma. Right? And one thing we shouldn't forget, if we had come to this planet, we shall also go. We shall leave, but the Dharma will stay. Right? The Dharma will stay here. And the Dharma should find proper practitioners. We should become proper practitioners, because this mission is very, very high, it's very glorious. So we should be nice devotees, we should be committed servants of the Bhagavad Dharma, right? So, to connect back to Mahaprabhu's times is good for us, and in this way you can easily cover these 500 years. But don't forget, at the beginning of this yuga, the sadhus and yogis and great spiritual personalities came together for a long-term yajna. You remember? 1,000 years long sacrifice. In Naimisharanya, the sadhus came together to discuss the fate of humanity. They had 1,000 years for this sacrifice. We also have already 500, right? Mahaprabhu started, so half is covered already. Just extend a little bit more, and then again we can repeat this very glorious 1,000 years long sacrifice. Right? So to be committed is not only good for us, our own spiritual benefit, it's not only good for others to save the soul of other fellow human beings, but also good to maintain this divine reality, right? Even in a limited sphere, even in the material world, to maintain the existence of this divine reality, which is a very, very high thing, very beautiful mission for our life. So don't think that we are born to die. This is not the purpose of our life. The purpose of our life is to accomplish our dharma, is to become a real, pure practitioner. Then you reflect the original glory of the design which happened with Krishna, with Radhika, with Mahaprabhu. They were designing your future. They were designing your future. So, and it's best to be a devotee. I was searching for different options. But this is the best, I think. So, real life begins when you are a devotee. So, that's great. That's just great. Maybe you have something to add or to Maharaj, you also say a few words.
I'm
Please.
speaking every week too much here, Maharaj.
No.
They're already happy to. I would have one question, actually.
Yes.
Because that point you mentioned is very interesting. How to cover 500 years.
Oh.
It came to me when singing these bhajans, which are mostly written also 300, 400, 500 years back. So how they fit actually into this, we sing, O He Vaishnava Thakura, Dayara Sagara, but sometimes we are in this world, to whom to sing? I mean, this is also for the present tense. It's not only for the past. Of course, Vaishnava is always here.
Yes.
But that is also for the dealing with each other. But sometimes we see our daily life is not like in these songs. It is quite different. So how to gap this, Maharaj? To bridge this gap? What you said is a similar topic, but how we come to this, we establish this reality in our daily life.
Oh. I don't know about your life. My life is according to those songs, so therefore difficult for me to say anything. But apart from jokes, we must have some ideals. To live without ideals, it's impossible. And we shouldn't be satisfied with simply goals. Goals are small, insignificant. We need ideals. And our songs and our faith and our tradition represents these ideals. And the ideals, they exist. They don't depend on us. They are there, eternally there, established. So therefore it is possible to connect to those ideals. And if we are in the proper mood, then it's not simply a written word for us, but it becomes a full-scale reality. But of course, as Srila Sridhar Maharaj said, religion means proper adjustment. So we need to be smart to find the ways how to understand, how to practice, how to see your environment in this way. Right? How to see the other human beings in this way. You can see the body, you can see all the mistakes, all the shortcomings of others, or you can see the soul, which is ever perfect. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So what is your choice? What you want to see in another person? The shortcomings or the beauty? What is your choice? It depends on our vision, on our decision. And also, we have some sacraments, so to say. There is a discussion. Let me ask you, what you feel that is the most important part of our spiritual practice? There are 9 processes, the 5 main practices. So, for you, what is most touching, most
steadiness, he said.
Very good.
Meeting Vaishnavas.
Very nice. Good.
Geduld.
That is patience.
These are very high, very good human qualities. But I think in general,
I would say the connection with the Guru.
Yeah, it's another association with Vaishnavas. So, how is it? Nama Kirtan, Bhagavat Shravan,
Then Dham, living in the Dham, Srimurti Sevan.
So the 5 main principles to associate Sadhu Sangha, Nama Kirtan, Bhagavat Shravan, Srimurti,
living in the
Shraddha
Dham, living in the
Seva,
Dham.
Matravas. So the 5 main practices is like chanting the holy names, associating with devotees, listening to the Bhagavatam, worshipping the deities, and living in a holy place. Right? All are good. Some we can practice, others we cannot too much practice. But from these 5, usually devotees stress 2, Sadhu Sangha and Nama Kirtan. So like the most practical and most important things. So what is your preference? Your preference was the Sadhu Sangha, right? Others? Yes? No. All right. Yeah. If there is a choice between 2, usually we shall have 2 opinions, right? Either this, I like, or that.
How you do Nam Kirtan without Sadhu Sangha Maharaj?
Yeah. So we cannot really separate. Impossible to separate. But still, somehow, my personal feeling and my personal choice is also for Sadhu Sangha, because they can change our life. They can change our life. And they will bring the holy name, and the holy name will bring the sadhu. So they are working for us. Both of them work for us, right? So for me, this is another way to bridge this gap of years and yugas and eternities, because sometimes you feel like separated from the divine reality, like forever. You feel like forever lost, right? Distance, times, your stupidity, whatever. But it's not eternal, it's not forever. So if we find a real Vaishnava around, then we are very fortunate. And therefore it is suggested it's better to tolerate being burnt in flames or put in jail behind bars than to be separated from the good spiritual association. And therefore it is said also that you have to associate with pure Vaishnava, like our Gurujis. In case it is not available, then we have to associate with higher Vaishnava. In case that is not available, we have to associate with simple Vaishnava. In case that is not available, you have to associate with neophyte Vaishnava. In case that is not available, you have to associate with the Shastras. In case that is not available, then you have to associate with your mind.
It's very hard.
No, that's not that scary because that means our mind, our inner conviction should be a proper guide for us. Right? Mm-hmm. So I think this is another way to seek for this divine connection. Look around and you will see them. Just turn one stone and you will find God there. Just chop a wood And you will see. It's always there. But we must develop this proper vision so that not to lose his sight and not to lose the sight of his followers. And therefore, sadhusanga is very precious because they represent this entourage of Krishna. Right? So, yeah, 500 years. So if more and more we can somehow refine our vision, then maybe we can come closer to this divine reality. And Nam, I'm very happy that you mentioned Nam, because Srila Puri Maharaj, how many times he stressed that Nam and Nami non-different.
Every lecture.
Right? Every lecture he taught this. So we have a chance to associate with the Supreme very directly. Just like a baby. If the baby cries for the mother, no. If the baby simply wants to enjoy the attention of the mother but doesn't cry, she will not receive attention. Right? Give a little sound, no attention. Give more sound, the mother will turn all right, still he can manage. Not too much attention, but when crying loud, then the mother will come, right? So develop this, this mentality, so that to be connected. If you love somebody, you're happy to chant his name, right? Very simple. Sometimes there might be some tonality. Krishna, there might be some tonality, but the mood should be there. Some surcharge should be there. And yeah. So Nam and Nami is a very direct link to our beloved Krishna. Yeah. Maybe you have some other.
So how to reach 5,000 years then?
Well, we have to be ambitious. And I know some ambitious persons, fortunately. Once I mentioned to one my god brother that, oh Prabhu, let's be united in service for this lifetime. He said, so short? For eternity. So he is ambitious. I'm satisfied with one little lifetime, but he is more ambitious, and therefore I worship him. Because if you have that determination forever, from now, forever, then God will help you. Krishna will give you the strength to accomplish that. Yeah? We must be determined. So, and we never know, as we are eternal souls, and if you start Dharma, bhagavata.dharma, sometime, somewhere, that means you are connected. That means you will continue that. Right? If we examine one lifetime, it might be only 60, 80 years, right? It's a short period. Plus half we sleep. 20 years we take prasad. All right, that's spiritual. But you are searching for your keys for 3 months in a lifetime. What to speak of Facebook and all the other nonsense. So too much we lose. But in eternity, if we are really committed, all right, I'm ready to dedicate myself. then if you respond to this invitation, then the invitation will be more profound for you. So I think it is possible. Once we had started this eternal journey, it will continue somehow, somewhere. Hopefully in the elevating company of pure devotees, maybe this planet, maybe that universe. As Prema Bhakti is a universal process. It's not limited to certain physical locations. And if we are connected, then we shall be connected. If we don't make big mistakes, but generally we can say, once we had started our journey, we shall accomplish that. Yes, please.
Maharaj, did I understand that you said we are soul?
Yes,
That's the first.
yes.
And did I understand that you said we have to save our soul?
We have to work for our own benefit, yes.
How do we do that?
Chant the holy name,
Holy.
yeah. Follow Dharma path. Become a good devotee.
While chanting the bhajan or kirtan,
Yes.
my mind flies away sometime. I cannot concentrate. And I try to bring my mind.
Mhm.
Then again it goes somewhere. Can we do something for that?
Chant more.
And
Yes. Yeah, it happens. It happens. Once somebody told my spiritual master that, I want to control my mind in my dreams. You know, because real control of the mind is that in your dreams you are also controlled. And then Gurudev said, oh, very nice, but first control when you are awake. And then you can go to your dreams. You know, so we have to be realistic and find the next step. So if we are more committed in our service, if it is more like a good habit for us to be connected, to be present, to focus, then it will happen more easily. So train yourself. You can achieve. And later on, when you will be on a more concentrated platform, you will be on a more purified platform, which you have all the full potential to achieve that. Then when you are not present in a bhajan, that will be a spiritual journey. That will be very good. First we have to be present to arrive, but later on you can have your spiritual insights in the bhajans.
Because this happens to me
Yes.
time to time, often. I am chanting the mantras,
Jai.
Maha Mantra, and then all of a sudden, oh, my daughter, and this, and then again something else.
Yes.
This happens often.
Yes. Don't worry. It's natural because we are still not fully on the other side
Yeah.
of divine reality. But just check. If you chant, even if your thoughts are wandering here and there, you will have good thoughts, right? So not something bad, not something detrimental, not something stupid, but good. Like inspiration will also come to you. Maybe it's not full focus on your chanting, kind of inspiration, but it will come. So we can take it as a blessings of our chanting, right? We become in an inspired mood. So it's possible. And then later on, when it is like our second nature, or first nature, better I say, then it will be automatic. Then you will be able to connect very more easily. Yes, please.
Jetzt bin ich in der Position, dass ich mir bewusst bin, dass ich eine Beziehung zu Krishna habe.
Now he is in the position that he is conscious that he has a relationship with Krishna.
Wie? Jetzt habe ich aber auch gleichzeitig Angst davor, dass ich diese bewusste Verbindung verliere.
Simultaneously, I am afraid of losing this conscious
Wie
relationship.
kann ich mir sicher, oder wie
Connection.
kann ich sicherstellen, dass ich in diesem oder in dem nächsten Leben diese Verbindung nicht verliere?
How can I be sure that not to lose this connection in this life or the next life?
Be greedy.
Sei gierig.
Preserve your treasures. But what you describe is a very nice feeling. If we are connected, we want to enjoy that. We don't want to lose that mood, that feeling. That's a home comfort. When you are at home and you don't mind all the hotels and this and that you had taken during your path, you feel at home. We don't want to lose that feeling. It's natural because it is our original home, right? This is our feeling, our connection. If you love Krishna, he also likes you. Don't worry. What we cannot do, he can do easily. Maybe we cannot control our mind all the time. Maybe sometimes we are weak. Maybe sometimes we are stupid. But he is not. For him it is not problem. He can do. He can embrace you. So this is our hope. And therefore, we worship him as a merciful God. Mahaprabhu came as a merciful avatar, right? And if you have this desire, I want to preserve this treasure, this connection, then you will never lose it. But also what you mentioned reminds me very much the teachings of Rupa Goswami in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, because it is described that when Radha and Govinda are together, when they are separate, they want to meet very much. So if they are separate, they are anxious to meet each other. Well, when they meet, they are also a little afraid of being separated again. Maybe this is something that you described, right? Now you are very happy to be connected, and you are a little afraid to be separated, right?
A little more.
But actually, this is a high rasic feeling. It's a very high type of rasic feeling when you have this fear of losing the connection. It's not a big fear, only a drop of bitterness in the sweet nectar of meeting. But it's there. Its reminder is there. So, on the other side, it happens when they are separated, they want to unite. So, all the time you will find the opposite. In unity, you will find the mood, the drop of being separated, and in separation, you will also find unity. And once I made a research. One devotee had drawn two beautiful pictures. On one picture, Radha and Govinda together. In another picture, Radharani alone. So, whenever I met a devotee, I asked, which picture you like better? What is your preference? And the Prabhus, the man, who are very educated in philosophy and they know the rules and they know the proper answers, they always said, oh, this picture of separation, we appreciate that. Because, Mahaprabhu told that separation is the highest intensity, so vipralam abhav, this is something superior. So according to theory, this is what we like. And the ladies, all the ladies said, no, unity is this big, we love that picture. So that was so nice, you see, that we as human beings, we have some training, some habits, some limitations or characteristics, and both are embraced. Krishna can accommodate both moods, both feelings. If you like the unity, you can have it. If you know that separation is higher, you can have that also. Vipralamba Seva is very high, and sometimes also, I don't know, have you perceived that or not? That sometimes we have like a feast, like a celebration, or you have a very nice mood of chanting or your private practices, and sometimes we can appreciate it when we are out of that, when you lose the opportunity. Isn't it? It happens many times. That tomorrow you will understand, oh, that moment was so precious. When you were there, when you were present, you didn't really realize how good it is. But later on you understood that this was a blessed moment. Right? So therefore, what can we do? Shall we stay away from sadhu sangha in order to appreciate it higher? No, we have to come and to remember that this is good. Right? So this is very rasic, what you mentioned. So you need to pray, please my Lord, keep me in this mood, keep me in this company. He will do that. Sincere prayer will always help. Always help. Try. Yes, please.
Maharaj, you said that we should become proper representatives of
Yes.
Dharma of Krishna. Can you please tell us which are the most important qualities of Vaishnava that we should long to achieve?
It's very easy. Just look here. And you will understand.
No, they're here. You look here.
There are dozens of qualities, dozens, different lists. This book, that book, this tradition, that tradition gives different lists. But also returning to your remark, how to bridge this gap of 500 years, search for your sadhus. We have to search for our sadhus. We have to search for our heroes, spiritual heroes, because they are here.
Excuse me. Our sadhus means like your own ideal, like this. You mean our sadhu means whom? Because you said we have to search for our sadhus.
Yes.
What do you mean our?
I mean that who is present with you. Look around and you have to search for those who represent these beautiful ideals right now, here and now. So not only in the past times of the tradition, but today. Yes, there are beautiful, beautiful examples for that also. So where we can see these Vaishnava qualities, they are our sadhus. He's my hero, he's my emblematic figure who will represent the whole thing for me. Because they are living. Maybe they are hiding, maybe they are not so obvious today, but they are there. Search. You will find. And I think there is one list of 24 characteristics of a Vaishnava, like truthful, humble, knowledgeable, service mood, etc., etc. There is one favorite of mine, poetic. Poetic. I like this very much. Because what is poesy in our life, in our spiritual practice? This is to glorify the meeting of Radha and Govinda. This is our poetry. Right? So, because all the earthly, material poetry will describe love affairs, right? Everything describes that. Those who have this topic, they are popular, right? But it's only the reflection. It's not the real thing. It's not the original version. So the spiritual poetry is to describe the divine love. And therefore I hope that my preference is approved. That I think it's so beautiful that a devotee must be poetic.
Mm-hmm.
Because a poetic person is a dreamer, is an idealistic person, is not down to earth, always flying high, right? But don't quote me on the...
It's recorded, Maharaj.
Too late. But I think you understand what I mean. A poet always describes the beauty. Right? This should be our dharma.
Wow.
Serve the beauty. Search for the beauty. This is our poetry. Right? Because I cannot be knowledgeable. I cannot be humble. I cannot meet all the different standards. But this, maybe, I can worship beauty. Maybe this I can. And then you are qualified. Then you are qualified. This is the way to make our dreams reality. Are you satisfied?
Very much.
So, and one more thing, one more humble request as a final conclusion, that please try to remember the first time when you met the devotees. What was your feeling at that time? Oh, they are angels. Angels.
No.
Demigods. All right.
His approach was little different.
This is our introduction into this beautiful, beautiful process of searching for beauty and love. So, first moment is a sacred moment. So.
Actually, one funny remark, since you mentioned that singing Harinam very loud. So the first time I came, it was so loud. I turned back.
Too loud.
It was in an old place where the storefront was right next to the temple. Well, the mid-hours and everything, it was just too powerful.
Yes.
So you cannot forget that.
You are on the hook anyway. So. Right? And try to preserve that mentality, because I think we all have our beautiful memories of this first meeting, first love, first smell of incense, the first taste of prasadam. It's just like a very special experience. That is real. That is real. That is reality. So we only have to maintain that first moment, the experience of that first moment. And, you can easily cover 500, 5,000 years. Done. So, thank you so much for the attention and the chance to remember what I have learned from my masters and trying to glorify a little bit our process, our tradition, expressing our gratitude to Mahaprabhu and all the saints present. And please continue with your spiritual practices. Be strong in your endeavors and all good success in your spiritual life. Srila Gurudeva ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai, Srila Maharaj ki Jai, Srila Puri Maharaj ki Jai, Sri Guru Varga ki Jai, Samveta Bhakta Vrinda ki Jai, Giriraj Maharaj ki Jai, Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu ki Jai, Sri Radha Govinda Jiu ki Jai, Sri Premanama Sankirtan ki Jai, Gauranga Premanande, Haribol, Sri Maharaj ki
Param Pujyapad Bhakti Kamal Tirtha Maharaj ki Jai.
Bhakta Vrinda ki